Okay, we will go over the operation of the screens. This will be the screen that comes up once you power up. This is your auto run screen. This will be the screen that you use while you're running the machine. If you hit the start button here, you'll see they say waiting each head. So what it's waiting on is for the photo eye to see a container and initiate the fill. From this screen, you can select your recipes. As you see here, for head 1 and head 2, both have recipe number 1 selected. If for some reason you wanted to turn off one of the heads and only run one head, you would put that recipe selection on 0. So right now head 1 is off and head 2 is on. From here also you can edit the recipe. What you will do is where you see the number, you will just push in on that window, and this will allow you to enter in the amount of turns that you're looking for to fill your container. This is your motor RPM. Again, push on the window, type in what numbers that you're looking for there. Here is your agitation and your vibration selections. You have off, with fill, and continuous. If you select with fill, the agitator or vibration will run as long as the auger is turning. If you're in continuous, it'll just run all the time. Next to this, you have your index time, your index delay, and your delay before fill. What the index time is the amount of time that the filled container can leave and allow the empty container to enter the fill station. The index delay is basically like a delay after fill. Once the fill is finished, how long until you start to index that container out. Delay before fill. Once the empty container comes into the fill station until it starts to fill, it gives you a little bit of a, let the container settle a little bit before it would start to fill. Next page, what you have is you have a vibration time after the fill. So say you're using the lift goes up, you do your fill, lift comes back down, and you want to settle the product a little bit. This will allow the vibrator to run after the fill is complete. Here you have your lift enable and disable button, okay? And then you also have here a selection for your lift hold time. Lift hold time is the lift will go up and sit in the up position for whatever the lift hold time is, and then go back down. You have your fill timeout here. So let's say you're doing 10 turns at 600 RPMs. 10 turns at 600 RPMs is basically equivalent to 1 second. So for the fill timeout, just in case something were to, the drive were to fall out or something like that, instead of overfilling and it just fills and fills until an operator gets over, what I would do is if you're at 10 turns, you want to put your fill timeout to like 1.2 seconds. That way, if for some reason it starts to overfill due to some sort of some sort of fault in the drive or whatever, this will allow this will stop the fill so you don't overfill. Return always takes you to the previous page, okay? Your next is your manual run. In manual, you can push your lift up or your lift down. You can jog the head, or you can work your indexing. You can also turn your agitation on with fill or vibration on with fill or continuous. And what will happen again, if you're in with fill, for as long as you jog the head, your agitator will run or your vibration will run. You do have your RPM button here to change your RPMs and your acceleration. Next page is your head 2. Basically it's the same as the previous page, just does your manual and head 2. And again, return just takes you back out. Edit recipe, there is an edit recipe button, so you can make up your recipes. We have gone through basically everything there, other than you can type in whatever you want to call that recipe, whether it be a SKU number or what the actual product and fill size is. You have your setup here. You have your agitation shut off. If you have your agitation in continuous, it would just run all the time. What the agitation shut off does, after the amount of time that you have in there, if the machine is not running, it will shut the agitation off automatically. The agitation will restart as soon as you start the machine again. Your low level delay is for the level control. Instead of having your bulk feeder just turn on and off constantly as the level drops, this will allow the level to drop for 3 seconds past the level control forks, and then it will turn on your bulk feeder to refill. Your increment and decrement, what I would do is leave that at 0.1. And what that does is, when you're in the auto mode, as you can see here, you have 5 turns entered. If you hit less, it goes to that 1/10 of a turn less, or if you go more, it goes 1/10 of a turn. I believe that is it for the screen. You do have your conveyor start and stop button. That start shows it's running, and you have your stop, shows it's stopped. Okay.